Welcome, everybody. College Football Week 9 is over and College Football Week 10 is here. I'm Joe with the Game House, and today we'll be going over NFL's draft prospects to watch in College Football Week 10. Week 10 of the college football season is here. We're on to November. A lot of good things have happened this season. A lot of draft prospects have kind of come out of nowhere. We're here to go through 5 prospects to watch in college football week 10. As a reminder, we try to go through 5 a week. We try not to repeat any prospects. So we really leave the door open to talk about a lot of prospects as we go through the season. There's even guys in the next couple of weeks that we probably won't get to that will be drafted pretty highly. But we're going to go through the most part, some of the guys to watch based on their matchups and everything going on this week in week 10. So let's start it off with number 1. We have Dallas Turner of Alabama, the edge rusher. Alabama's had a solid season up to this point, only losing 1 game. That was to Texas. Their defense has really stepped up, and that includes the pass rush, and Dallas Turner has been a fantastic player for the Crimson Tide. And this even extends back to the last 2 years when he's been playing for him. Very good player. This season, though, he has 10.5 tackles for loss and 7 sacks, really stepping up for them, helping them get to this point of the season. This week, he's going to be tasked with helping them avenge their loss from last season against LSU. They have a high-powered offense, so any pressure you can get on the quarterback, Jaden Daniels, and maybe force some turnovers or help get the ball back to his offense where they maybe try to control the clock and run the ball better, that's going to be huge for them. So he has active hands. He's very aggressive as a player. He's one of the guys who's been talking about Alabama playing joyless murder ball this season, and so far the defense has stepped up a lot. They maybe not as good as like past Alabama defenses, but in this era of college football where the offense is so important, they've done a good job of stepping up. Currently projected to be a mid to early first round pick. I think, one of the better edge rushers production-wise this season. I think he's moving himself into the top 10 as we speak. He's just got to finish strong this season. We talked about him, Jared Verse before the year. There's been some other guys. We talked about Latu last week from UCLA, who probably has some more injury concerns, so maybe won't be drafted as highly as maybe Turner and Verse. But he's had one of the best, if not the best season for an edge rusher in college football. So definitely watching him against LSU. And if Alabama wins this game, that really sets them up to get to the SEC championship game. All right, number 2, Mason Smith out of LSU. So LSU has 2 losses on the season, still have a lot to play for down the stretch. Again, if they win this game, still at play to be in the SEC championship game. Team has had some defensive issues, mostly in the secondary, but Mason Smith has been a bright spot on the interior. Registered 15 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack on the season. And that's with missing time. Remember, he did miss this first game of the season with the NCAA issue against Florida State. And we featured in that article Mekhi Wingo, another good interior defensive lineman for LSU. Smith is more highly thought of as a prospect, but 2 very good players, and Wingo is a very good leader for that defense. So this week, again, going up against Alabama, very good ability to run the ball, including with the quarterback Jalen Milroe. He doesn't need to show up in the box score to make an impact. We know that's just how things go with interior defensive linemen. But if he can, create some havoc, create some pressure, let his teammate rack up tackles and sacks, that would be huge. So he has shown good gap integrity, needs to keep his pad level low to be more impactful. I think this is a chance for him to have a very big game on a big stage. That means a lot. Projected to be a first or second round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Did not play last season after getting hurt in that first game of the year against Florida State last year. Just really needs to finish the season healthy as well, and that could really help his draft stock. So, could be a very high pick, but we want to see more out of Mason Smith after last year. Number 3, one of the biggest risers in this year's draft class. There's been quite a few, as there usually is. But Nate Wiggins, the corner out of Clemson. Clemson's had a rough season, 4-4, not good by their standards. We have Dabo Swinney calling out Tyler from Spartanburg on radio stations. Just a lot of stuff going on there. Defense has been solid, though. I mean, I would say the offense is more of the issue, especially with their turnovers. But Nate Wiggins has been one of the best corners in college football this season. 13 total tackles, 1 interception, and 4 passes defended this year. This week, the Tigers have a tough matchup against Notre Dame, who have a much improved passing attack with Sam Hartman at quarterback this year. Wiggins could help them shut down the passing game and give them a chance to win, even though the season hasn't been good. And that could get things back on track for this entire program. But specifically, we're watching him because he's matched up all season well, and I think he can do well in this game too, especially Notre Dame doesn't have the greatest outside talent at wide receiver, but they do have a good quarterback, so maybe Nate Wiggins can make some plays on the ball and really help his stock. Currently projected to be a first-round pick. Could go as high as the first corner drafted if he keeps on playing this way. I don't know if he'll exactly get there, but could be a top 15 pick the way things are going right now. Very impressive season for Nate Wiggins. On a team that is not having the best season this year. Number 4, Max Melton, the corner out of Rutgers. Rutgers playing good football this season, 6-2, already bowl eligible, doing a really good job there. Their defense has played very well this season. They allowed just 15.8 points per game. Max Melton is their top defensive player, has been a star, registered 21 total tackles, 1 sack, and 1 interception with 5 passes defended. This week, they're going to have to step up big time. They're playing the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State really hasn't gotten that passing attack going, but they do have elite weapons at wide receiver like they pretty much usually get every year. That includes Marvin Harrison Jr., so that's something to watch out. If Melton plays well, it could really improve his stock because he's going up against these really good players in an offense that typically likes to pass the ball, and even if they aren't the best at passing this year as opposed to some of their former teams, he might be going up against Marvin Harrison Jr., so that could really give him a chance to get some good take. He's currently projected to be a mid-round pick, but it's worth noting that this game could help him out, like I said, and improve him to a different round. Number 5, we have Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State, the offensive guard center, but really has played a lot of places on that offensive line for Kansas State over the years. Kansas State said they're ups and downs this season, currently sit at 6-2. Offense has changed quarterbacks back and forth, but good things have happened. The good thing for them is that they have an offensive line in front of them that's pretty good. Cooper Beebe is one of the best offensive linemen in the country, played well this season. In Week 10, Beebe and the Wildcats going up against Texas Longhorns. If they get this win, that really helps their Big 12 championship chances. If he continues to show he's willing to finish plays in the running game and protect the Kansas State quarterbacks, they could have a chance to win here because Texas has a backup quarterback in Malik Murphy going. If Kansas State is their typical physical dominant team, they could get the win here and really shake up the Big 12 picture, the college football playoff picture, a lot of things there. He can improve his draft stock. He's more of a veteran offensive lineman, so we've seen a lot of good tape from him. I'm specifically, like I said, impressed with how he's finished plays this season, even on plays where you don't really feel like, oh, he needs to finish that. He's down the field blocking guys, getting the job done. He's one of the best interior offensive linemen in this draft. Again, he has some ability to play multiple positions, so if someone wants to draft him and play tackle, he has some experience there too. I think he fits more into the interior offensive line. But a very good player who has a chance to have a very big game for his team that pretty much, they need it this week if they want to make the Big 12 championship probably. So very, very good thing to watch Cooper Beebe this week. All right, those are the 5 prospects I'm watching this week. Let me know who you're watching in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.